seat. How y'all doing? How you doing, Ross?
He's the chief photographer.
Yeah, I think so anyway.
That's right. It's free.
Pretty well. Oh, beautiful. Not that the winter's that bad, you know. The winter's very mild. But I like it that way. My favorite is right about like it is now.
Poland spring water. Well, okay.
That's what Don Leben sells.
Okay. It's not Stewart County.
Comes from Maine.
Okay, I was just wondering why. Sounds like you were saying something about your water.
Tonight to the first Stewart County Chamber of Commerce annual banquet. We've planned an entertaining evening for you, which includes dinner, musical performances, and a special guest speaker. At this time, I'd like to call upon the Reverend Tommy Holston, who's going to bring us the invocation. I'm going to call on Lawrence Young to help us in giving out door prizes. We're going to be doing a drawing, and we've had several businesses in the county donate some door prizes. We hope all y'all can win. Lawrence?
Thank you, Chapel, and to the Honorable Governor and all of our guests, ladies and gentlemen. We just want you to sit back and relax and enjoy a beautiful dinner. While as you eat, we're going to call some numbers. Now we want you to take your ticket out and place it before you. Now if you don't have your ticket, you just missed the prize, because we're going to draw from the bag. And we're going to call the number and perhaps a name on the stub. A free will, last will, and testament will be given by Jimmy Frazier, our probate judge. Jimmy Frazier. The number 0231. 03231. The name, Mary Lynn Babb. Mary Lynn Babb. She's in the back. Over here, over here. Okay. And let her draw.
Time to introduce the head table to you, starting on my left, Mr. Edward Lynch, Commissioner of Stewart County. If you would stand, hold your applause, I think, until I finish, please. And his wife, Sandra, Representative Gerald Green, Reverend Tommy Halston, Senator Jimmy Hodge Timmons, my wife Jamie. Over on my right, Patty Cannington. I'll say the next gentleman. Next person we have, we're very delighted tonight to have the First Lady of the State of Georgia, Ms. Shirley Miller. And then we have Mr. Mark Taylor, Senator Mark Taylor from Albany. And can't quite see. Maria Bill Mayo, Superintendent of Schools, Stewart County. And we've got Mayor of Omaha, Mayor Eugene Nelson, excuse me, Mayor. And then we have the Mayor of Richland, Georgia, Mayor Adolph McClendon. Had another couple of guests I did want to recognize tonight. Had a state court judge, Mr. and Mrs. George Ellis from Over Americas. They stand. Also have Rucker Smith, who is our assistant district attorney and the candidate for Superior Court judge. We have a number of guests in the audience. I don't know if I can name all of them. I'll try though to get some of them. If I miss somebody, y'all let me know. We've got the mayor of Cuthbert, Miss Betty Lumpkins here. And Ron Starnes and Mrs. Starnes from the RDC Columbus. And Olin Falk is here with Senator Nunn's office. Doug Purcell with Historic Chattahoochee's here. Buddy Glazner with George Powers here. We got all sorts of dignitaries here tonight. I'm sorry if I've left somebody out. We appreciate everybody being here. Karen Gibbs with Randolph County Chamber of Commerce is here. If we have any other elected officials, city council members, or any other elected officials, would you please stand at this time? Thank you very much. With the purpose of improving the quality of life for our citizens through the promotion of economic development within our county. To develop this mission, the following steps have been taken. In November, the board participated in an all-day strategic planning session led by Lynn Lovett from Georgia Power Company's Community Development Division staff. The session was held at the Curbo Educational Center in Florence, at Florence Marine State Park. Implementation of the following goals developed at that time have already begun. First, a membership drive headed by Committee Chairman Harry Moxley has successfully yielded more than 40 members. Second, the opening of a chamber office located inside the Richland City Hall and staffed on a volunteer basis by Helen Blanton and Joanne Brazier. The office is serving as a clearinghouse for phone inquiries. Third, inside the Winch Log House. The Visitors Bureau is staffed by a committee chairperson Jean Slay and a group of volunteer hostesses. Fourth, the continued sponsorship of the Stewart County Wild Game and Fish Cook-Off, which last year brought 2,000 persons to the county and has been designated by the General Assembly as the state's official Wild Game and Fish Cook-Off Championship. Fifth, organized a bus trip to Atlanta to meet with elected officials and various department heads to discuss matters in pending legislation affecting our county. Over the past 2 months, the board and membership have been working towards the Chamber's annual banquet, and I have witnessed firsthand the results which a committed and focused group of individuals can accomplish when united toward a common goal. Yet much is left to be done in 1992. New membership recruitment will continue on an ongoing basis. Educational seminars for small businesses are now in the planning stages. Those persons interested in matters regarding community affairs, small merchants and small businesses, education, industry, tourism, recycling, or the Wild Game and Fish Cook-Off are invited to be a part by serving on one or more of these committees. The Chamber will select an outstanding person to be honored at next year's banquet as its Citizen of the Year. The board has also recognized the need for a full-time professional economic development director, and during 1992, we'll be working with local government and the private sector to fund this concept so that the community may benefit from the resulting jobs and economic growth it can bring. In closing these remarks, I would like to challenge each of you here tonight to share the vision. The vision that economic development can improve the quality of life for ourselves and our children by providing jobs, business opportunities, and an increased tax base. The vision that Stewart County does indeed possess certain unique resources, which makes our community both attractive and competitive for future economic development. And finally, the vision that a countywide community of 5,500 persons working together in a united manner for the economic development of the community as a whole. I would like now to bring to the podium the man who will introduce to you our guest speaker. A man who has worked for economic development in our region by serving as the chairman of the Southwest Georgia Economic Development Council, a man who will soon be serving as president of the Georgia Municipal Association, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Lumpkin, Mayor Ed Cannington.
Thank you, Sambo. Before I introduce the governor, he brought some folks with him tonight, other than those that's been introduced. He's got a security folks back there in the back corner. Keep an eye out on the crowd. Make sure nobody won't come up and mess with him. And then he's got his private personal secretary, fine lady, Martha Gillen from Atlanta. We're certainly glad to have her with him. And just took the pink to have me Shirley that she was able to come. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to have this task tonight. I'm going to introduce to you a fellow that was born on February 24th, 1932. He's the son of Bertie Bryan Miller and Stephen Grady Miller of the mountains of North Georgia, in a little town called Young Harris. 17 days after the birth of this individual, his daddy died. He never knew his daddy. When his father, Stephen Grady Miller, died in 1932, he left a widow and 2 children, with no money to speak of, no home, no lot of land to build a home. He was poor as far as money is concerned, but he was rich and he was lucky. being born the son of Bertie Bryan Miller. As I said, he grew up in the mountains of North Georgia, young Harris, Georgia. His mother, Miss Miller, was a strong, independent.
Thank you very much. Chamber President Singer, my assistant floor leader who comes from Albany, Senator Mark Taylor, my longtime colleague in the Senate, Senator Hodge Timmons, my good friend, your representative, Representative Gerald Green, Mayor McClendon, Mayor Nelson, Mayor Lumpkin, Commissioner Lynch, city and county officials, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm proud to be back in Stewart County. I'm glad to be again with my friend of over 30 years, Mayor Ed Cannington. That was without doubt the most generous and the nicest introduction that Ed has given me. Usually they are a little cutting and sarcastic. And I've often been asked, why did I get out of teaching and into politics? If you had tried to teach Ed Cannington back when he was a young man, you would have got out of teaching also. He was very bright, but he had that show me, cocky way that I guess most good lawyers have to have. I'm not a lawyer, I've got a son who's one. And seriously, if you had told either one of us, I guess, back whenever I was teaching and he was sitting in that classroom, that nearly 30 years later, that I would be the governor of the state, and he would be the incoming president of the Georgia Municipal Association, I would have thought you were crazy as could be. But I'm as Hodge and Gerald and Mark can tell you, it went on and on and on and on. I thought it was never going to end, and I'm sure you did too. We all got enough of it. It's, Ed mentioned a while ago about me tutoring Georgia football players. That's right, and that kind of reminded me of this story. When I first got out of the Marine Corps, I then went to the University of Georgia, and Shirley and I were already married. We already had 2 sons. The GI Bill was not enough to feed all 4 members of the Miller family, and so I did get a job waiting tables and tutoring the Georgia football team. This was back in the mid-1950s. This was before J.N. Kemp and Special Studies. And they paid me $2.75 an hour to work with those guys. And I earned every cent of it. I tutored folks like Bobby Walden and Bill Godfrey and Billy Rowland, and I could go on and on. And if you don't think I earned my money, you just don't know. I never will forget, I had this one big football player, and I won't mention his name. If I did, some of you dog fans would remember him. But he came up with a 58 in English, and you had to have a 60 to be eligible. And so it was my job to go to that professor and see if I couldn't get that 58 changed to a 60. And so I went to see the professor. He was a good Bulldog fan, and he wanted to help out. It was an English course. And I said, isn't there something that we can do to get him eligible? And he said, yes, I tell you what we'll do. He says, if you'll get him, they'd been studying Macbeth in that English course. He said, if you'll get him to memorize a passage from Macbeth and come back up here and repeat it to me, we'll count that as extra work and we'll get him eligible. And so I got with him, and there's a passage in Macbeth right before they go into this big battle where this one fellow says to the other fellow, lay on, Macduff, and damn be he who first cries ho. Well, I thought that was simple enough. And so we worked on it for a couple of weeks. And I thought he had it down just right. And I took him up there to perform and get his extra work. And he started off real good. He said, "Lay on, Macduff." And then he forgot the rest of it. And he looked at me over in the corner, and he looked up at the ceiling and down at his shoes, and finally he took a big deep breath. He said, "Lay on, Macduff. Damn if I ain't had enough." Now, all of y'all have just about had enough of us being up there in the General Assembly for successful economic development, for creating jobs and stimulating growth. What is the single most important thing? And over the years, I've given that a lot of thought. And in my opinion, the different reasons may vary from place to place, but there is always one thing, one common denominator, one thing that they all have in common if they have economic growth, and that is an active and aggressive local chamber of commerce. Now, government can do a lot of things. They can assist by helping to build roads and providing good schools and helping with sewer and water projects and going out and trying to seek new industries to come and locate there. They can do all those things, and those are important. But tangible results are achieved through active chambers of commerce, chambers that coordinate and direct all segments of the community, chambers that work together with other chambers around them. And I'm so glad tonight to see people here from other counties, not just Stewart County. That is very important. Tourists don't pay any attention to county lines, and neither much do jobs. If you get a good industry in one county, it will always lap over into the other. And I'm glad to see other counties here joining together and working together. In this area, you've got water, you've got labor, you've got relatively inexpensive land. Working together and having an active chamber of commerce can make it happen. Before I get too much into my remarks tonight, let me share some good news of local interest. I'm sure that most of you know about the Dog Trot Log House, which used to be located in Stewart County, and which the county is going to move back here from Columbus to serve as a museum and a welcome center on Church Road in Louisville. I'm pleased to announce tonight that a grant of $3,500 will be made from the Local Development Fund in the Department of Community Affairs for repairs to the chimney and the roof of the house after it comes back home. In the 1980s, Georgia, this state, overall enjoyed great economic growth. Now, I will admit that only in certain...
And he's done a lot for us in helping us with economic development in the area, and we really appreciate it. I've got several people on my list we need to thank tonight, and I'm sure you want to join with me. First of all, School Superintendent Bill Mayo and Principal Fountain Williams for making this fine facility available to us, and Lawrence Williams and his maintenance crew for helping with the table setup and being sure everything was functioning properly. Tonight's meal has been planned for you by Gene Slate, Patricia Poteet, and Smith Holloway. It was prepared for you by the cafeteria staff of Stewart Whitman High School with the direction of Mrs. Carol Ann Morrison, and proudly served to you by a fine group of young volunteer men and women from my area schools. And let's thank those men and women. They are not professionals. This is the first time they've done this, and they did this on their time. We really appreciate it. I also like to thank Danny Jordan for furnishing and operating the PA system for us tonight. The flower arrangements on the tables were provided for us by Marie Moxley and other members of the decorations committee, which included Mrs. Clarice Bartlett, Marjorie Ogleby, and Connie Gideon. I'd like to thank Amy Parker for the welcome banners that you see about. The ticket sales for tonight's event. The committee chairman was Rodney Odom, and we think he did a great job. Thank you, Rodney. Lawrence Young, thank you for handling the door prizes tonight. Let's see. And I'd also like to thank Harry Moxley, who was the coordinator for this whole thing tonight. Harry. Harry chaired the banquet committee. He did a lot of work on this. Now, we've got a couple other things we need to check on before we adjourn. Underneath your chair, you don't have to look now, but when you get up to leave, if underneath your chair you find the letter P, you win the plant on your table. You can take it home. If you look underneath your chair and find the color green, you win the sun visor for your car. It's on the table and it's furnished by Richmond Flower and Gift. Okay? So if you haven't won anything so far, maybe you'll win something before you leave. Got one more door prize that was left over. We're going to give it away.
Now, some of you who said to me as I walked around, said, I was sitting at the wrong table. I had everybody else's card. Now's your chance. You get the last one. Now, who will be the lucky winner? And this is a $35 one satellite service call from the Brooklyn company. $35 certificate. Mr. Cannon, we should ask for Have you thrown away your tickets already? No? Okay. The lucky winner, 0190. 0190.
All right, one other thing, and the beautiful furniture that you see here tonight, they're for sale. Only $10 each. See Marie Moxley when it's open. Okay? And the other thing is if you're interested in joining the Stewart County Chamber of Commerce and you're not a member, then you should stop right over here at the membership table before you leave and see Jean Slay. Is that who you see? Jean Slay's going to be over there, okay? And she'll tell you what you need to do to sign up. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Come back here next year. Thank you.
What is this? April 17th, 1992.
I want to look at.
Just a minute, Jennings. Walk out there and I'll get you in it. Go hit that ball and let me get your picture.
Why do you want to come here?
He's not. He's going to play with me.
Why do you want to come here?
He's going to play with us.
Why do you want to come here?
Come on, for cheap. Maybe you'll come out on the other side. There he is.
That's your fellow. That's your fellow. That's his buddy. That's brother.
He played with us. He was playing with us.
Go pat him on the head.
No, he won't. He might stick.
Right, what?
He might stick with his nose.
With his nose.
You been to the...
Come here, George. Y'all come this way.
Come here, Robert. We'll just play like...
Get right up here, George. Y'all play right up here.
All right, Sam.
Okay.
You stand in that little dirt pile and I'll stand behind this one.
I gotta hit you.
Yes.
Oh, well, this is no challenge. Then you can see.
I told you.
The peacock.
A peacock.
Yeah.
Where peacock?
Those peacocks are...
Don't scare him. Walk on around, George. Make him come this way.
Honey? He's broken some of his tail feathers.
You know what he did?
Oh, got him again.
You got him. Get him. Bite him. Bite him.
Look at them. Me too. Get him. Give him another. Yeah. Give him there.
It's supper time! Robert, it's supper time! Supper time! Supper time! Supper time! Supper time! George! Supper time! George! Supper time! George, it's supper time! I want to see there. I want to look in there. I want to look in
Okay. Tell Sam, Jennings.
Jenny says it's supper time. Tell Sam.
It's supper time, George. Come in.
Is it supper time for me?
Are you a little bar, Sam?
I bet they get really good cable.
Get Jenny. George, get Jenny.
Tell Susan to come.
Come here, George. Come on. Come on, George. Come on.
Whoa, it's shaking.
Go up there and play with him. Go up there, George.
No, wait. Let Jenny see it. Let Jenny see it. Before you go to start.
The female or the male? It's the male. Good spread. The male.
Now I want to get out.
Look at him. You feel yes.
You like him?
See, the females are the darker color. It's better camouflage. The males are flamboyant.
Let me go.
But see, that's the female.
think you can see George?
You're gonna get on him in a minute.
Kick him in the booty, George.
What is all this?
I don't believe he can see.
Scratch his back. Scratch his back.
Scratch him. Pet him, George. Pet him. That's just He's off, then. George. Yeah.
What you want open?
Jennings, what is this?
What you want open?
This one.
Oh, your candy.
Is it candy? Yeah.
Well, your brother's just not going to eat.
You rather watch
Too many
TikTok.
other things going on. He never was big at eating anyway. So.
Here.
Whoa.
Yay!
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Look at George. Oh.
Ah.
Oh. Ah. Oh.
I'm going to shoot at Robert.
Oh, got him a wild Robert.
I got him a wild Robert. The wild Robert.
Oh,
Wild Jenny.
get him. Got him.
Ah.
Ah. Oh, look, Robert's carrying me on his shoulders.
You got to get me a wild Jenny.
Look, who wants next ride? Robert's carrying people on his shoulders. Ow. Yeah. What? First name?
Shoot him.
What? You want my hat?
I
Ow! I'm being shot. Do something about it. Do something about it.
Get
Get him. I'm being shot. I'm being shot. What?
George!
Let me see George. Thank you.
Hey guys!
There you go, son. No shooting in the face.